Okay, my name's Rusty. A little bit of background. I had 23 years of experience in search and rescue down in San Diego. Yeah, I know this isn't San Diego, but the principles are the same. Did a lot of mountain search and rescue down there. All kinds of weather. We go up on Mount Baldy and in the San Bernardino Mountains. If any of you are from that area, you know what I'm talking about. It's very much like this. There's avalanche, there's deep snow, there's 100-mile-an-hour winds in the winter. You know, you name it, it's there. So anyway, what I've done today, what Matt asked me to do is show you a couple of real quick and dirty improvised shelters. This isn't going to be, you know, sleeping in your living room. You're going to be cold, but the idea is it's going to be warmer in there than it is sleeping out here, where the wind's blowing, snow's falling on you, whatever. Now, had we a little bit more snow, it would have been quite a bit better, because then you could see kind of the finished product. This is very much quick and dirty. If you want to kind of gather over here, I'll show you the, let me go around the other side. Okay, so what I did was I just kind of looked around this morning when we first got here. We got here, what, 10 o'clock? Something like that. And I saw these two trees laying here, and I thought, okay, that's kind of half of what I would have built in the snow. In the snow, I just dig a trench out as deep as you want to make it, couple 3 feet. I mean, how much room do you need, really? That gives you a wall on each side and one end on your head or your feet or wherever. You want to try and angle the shelter so that the opening is on the downwind end. Why? So that the snow doesn't blow in, okay? Or the wind or the rain or whatever you got. So in this case, we just got 2 trees. I laid some branches over the top just to support the tarps. And then before I did that, I took the end of one of the green trees that are here. You want to use green trees or branches rather than the dead stuff. The dead stuff is real hard and prickly and will poke a hole in whatever you're trying to cover it up with. So I took a whole bunch of green branches, laid them down on the ground, and they're probably about yay thick. Put my sleeping pad on top of that, and I guarantee it'll be nice and warm laying on there rather than laying directly on the snow. So then the idea is to put a roof on it. So I got some rafters here, put the tarps on top of that, put some weight on top of the tarps so they don't blow away. Then, assuming the wind would come from that direction, blow this way, I kind of wrap the tarp back over this way. You can pile snow on it, and that'll give you a wall there. You can pile snow up here, pile snow a couple of sides down here. This one has the entrance into the side, so that all you got to do, this would be over like this. All you got to do is crawl in there, take your sleeping bag with you if you've got one. If not, you'll be a little bit colder. Bring your pack in, or if you want to leave it out, wrap it up in a trash bag. That way you got a little bit more room in here. You can, especially with these kind of blankets, they have a reflective side on them. If you drape it over that side and you build a little fire out about here, you're going to get all that radiant heat going inside, reflecting off the inside of the blanket, and it'll help keep you a little bit warmer too. It took me about, an hour, maybe hour and a half, to get the whole thing kind of fleshed out. Digging a trench would be a lot quicker, you know, because you don't have the 3 or 4 sides to try and enclose. But quick and dirty, it'll keep you out of the snow, maybe out of the rain. So there you have it. Questions, comments, concerns?
How far away should that fire be from the entrance?
Oh, I'd say 4 or 5 feet.
4 or 5 feet.
You know, you don't want to, you know, roaring fire this high, you know. Just but you know, something that you can reach out and throw, you know, throw twigs on and stuff like that.
Sure.
You know.
It's more like the, you know, like the cans that I have
Yeah.
down below. You know, soup cans, coffee cans, anything that's metal. You can, you know, handful of pitch. You know, and we're actually going to cover some of the actual fire starters and things made with, you know, pitch and melted down deer fat and laundry lint out of your dryer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, you can throw all that stuff
Yep.
in there. Same thing, all this dry tinder down inside of it. You can have something a little more close to you to get that heat off of without having that wide open. You can just feed that little fire, because you don't need much. Once you're inside, even your own body heat, it changes dramatically. Even
Yeah.
3 or 4 degrees makes a difference. Probably 95% of survival things, and as you can attest, is mental. You lose your mental faculties, and that's why so many people are found out in the woods, even this time of year, stark naked. Your mind just absolutely can do things.
Yeah, hypothermia is just a wicked killer. It'll make you do things that you know, you really shouldn't have any reason doing.
What if the wind like stirs up and like throws the tarp off from the other side?
That's why you put stuff on top of it like that, so that it doesn't. And if it does, okay, so you wake up in the middle of the night and kind of rearrange things a little bit, then go back to sleep.
Or or recognize and
Yeah.
realize the very next day when it's daylight,
Yeah,
I got more work to do.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, when you're needing that right now, when it's talking about hours, you know, days, hours, or minutes,
Yep.
you fall in a creek, even though you're wet, well, if you can tuck into something like that, yes, you're going to be cold, miserable, but you're going to survive.
Yeah.
Versus laying right out here, you know, I think everybody's probably already knows the fellow that fell down in his driveway here locally and froze to death in his own driveway. I mean, out here, that is intensified about 100-fold.
Yep.
So why wouldn't you use, if that's reflective on the inside, why wouldn't you use that to wrap up in?
Because you actually, no matter how cold you are, you actually sweat. And you'll put off vapor, water moisture vapor. And it will condense on the inside of that, and you'll get wet, and you'll be worse off than you were. So if you got a little bit of airspace in there, you know, it's like, kind of like a down jacket or down sleeping bag. You know, it's not the feathers itself that keep you warm, it's the airspace in between all the feathers.
You can actually, like the little cheapy ones that you can buy, you can actually crinkle them and actually create that airspace that if that's the only thing you have, you're huddled back up underneath of a tree, but not where it's tight against you. Like I said, once again, it's the principle of that pillow of creating airspace to where, you know, the condensation, like I said, will kill you quicker than anything because of the wind.
I get a volunteer to crawl inside. I've already laid in there, so it's plenty big enough. You don't even have to crawl in this way. You can hop in on top.
Just climb over this.
Yep, just crawl right over the top. And then just lay down right there. Now, is that comfy or what? Okay, we'll come back for you later. Okay. Yeah, don't snore. Bears like people that snores.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
How was that? Was that good?
Yeah.
Nice.
The whole idea behind the pad is to keep the radiant cold from the snow away from you, and you get a little bit more insulation from the green branches underneath. So it works. Might not look good, but it works.
Yeah.
too. Anybody else want to get in there?
I'm crawling in there with you.
Is that gonna fit somebody my size?
I laid in there. Yeah. Uh-oh, we got a volunteer. Somebody lost a foot. Here you go. Here you go.
Lose your traction over there?
Apparently. Oh, yeah. I'll come around and get
Yeah.
That's why that one leg was spinning.
Yeah. That's like, yeah, lost palsy, knee, running the limited slip.
Yeah,
Start at stable.
Just hop on that one side.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, you can very easily put, two down inside of there.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
3 if you're really good friends.
right. I mean, the whole idea behind all of it anyway is the simple fact that 'cause I'm pretty claustrophobic, but I guarantee you if it's a difference between surviving and not, as long as you can get that face exposed to something, you'll be amazed just how and what you can crawl into.
And sharing the body heat will actually keep both of you warm.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've built.
Tree a good idea or a bad idea? If there's snow on the tree, you want to be under it or not under it or out in the open?
You ever seen the movie Jeremiah Johnson? Robert Redford, he's a mountain man, right? Building a little fire, and he's got his flint and steel, and he's finally got a fire going, right? And I mean, it's, a little tiny fire, right? He's sitting there trying to get warm, and all of a sudden a big plop of snow comes down, dead center in the fire. So yeah, out from under it's probably a good idea.
There we go, right there. Perfect.
Okay, I'm getting a picture.
Shall I get you a pillow and a blankie?
No, I'm spoiled. I think I'd be getting a few more branches. That would do. That's nice.
Rusty, that brings up another point too. You can use the pack for a pillow.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that you could use for a pillow. First aid kit works.
He wants to get it straight in the front.
Go for it.
Actually, wow, like, way more roomy than I thought it would be. Like, yeah, once I got in, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's quite a bit of room in there. I've slept in an igloo that I built. Took me all day to build the stupid thing, so it became more of a principle than actually trying to sleep in it. But there was myself and another person that slept in there, and it was actually warm enough. We had a candle, a little caving candle that we put in there, and it actually kept it warm enough that we were out from inside sleeping bags.
Wow, yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, if you can get away from the wind, you can get it well above freezing in there. In fact, we had to dig little channels for the snow melt.
I bet, yeah.
So.
The smaller the area you're trying to heat, the better.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else? No. Ta-da.